What's up folks, Maximilian here, and you're watching some Black Ops 2, a domination gameplay using the M8. The M8 is actually one of the very few burst rifles in this game. You can make any of the assault rifles a burst rifle if you wish, with the rate of fire attachment, but besides this one, there's another triple shot rifle, and I don't seem to like that one very much. If anything, I was working towards this one a little bit more, because this one shoots 4 bullets every burst, and it puts out ammo really fast. I'll be doing some full gun breakdowns, but the point of this video is to give you guys some gameplay to watch and some impressions. So I'm about level 40 to 45 right now in my first prestige. There's a total of 10 prestiges in Black Ops 2, and you get to level 55. Now, as far as the time I've been playing, I didn't want to make any impression videos until I was at least like leveled to 55 once and hit my first prestige, because I feel that you at least need to do that to get a kind of an understanding and the time amount of how Black Ops 2 feels. And if anything, I think my opinion changes wildly once you actually get to 10th prestige. I do get to 10th prestige in all the Call of Duty games for the most part. And I think that it's good to have one like kind of review and impressions at the end of your first like 55 levels, and then once you get to your 10th prestige at the end of that one, I'll probably make another impressions video of how Black Ops has evolved and things like that. So let's start off really quick. Let's talk about the maps. The maps in Black Ops 2 for the most part, and I talked about this a little bit before in a pre-release video, are pretty good. The only 2 maps I still have a real big issue with are the Metro, like I forget what it's called, the Railway map, and the Mall map, Plaza. Both of these maps I can do well on, but I don't like them very much. I think it's the fact that they're mostly indoors, and kill streaks don't work very well. There's a lot of corners indoors. And the B point on both of these maps is like wide out in the effing open. It's really crazy and really hard to try to cap B because there's hardly any cover at all, especially in domination game types. But for the most part, I think a lot of the maps are pretty damn good. I think Yemen might be my favorite map in the game, but beside that, it's looking pretty good. Now let's talk about the guns. The guns in Black Ops 2 definitely feel much different. I was having a lot of situations where you get the first hit on a guy, like you got the first hit, absolutely, and then the dude is able to pick up his gun, aim directly at your head, and get a headshot and a couple of body shots, and you are dead in a heartbeat. That happens an awful lot. I don't know if that's something to do with the connection, but it definitely seems that keeping your target at first is really important in Black Ops 2, and even though you get the first shot, which was the epitome of Modern Warfare 3. In Modern Warfare 3, you had to get the first shot. That's all you had to do, and for the majority of time, you're going to win those gun battles. But in Black Ops 2, you have to keep your shot. That seems to be the most important part that I've realized while playing this game thus far. Even when it comes to guns with silencers or anything like that, you have to keep your shot and keep it in the body, and then they will die quicker, allowing you to live through their gunfight with you. That might also be a thing with the connections. For all you guys that don't know, when you search for games, the lag compensation and the overall lag between matches gets still pretty bad in Black Ops, but how you alleviate this is just by making the matchmaking options better for the player, and pairing you up with people that are closer to you by proximity. And the game actually does this. When you search for public match before you actually get into a game, you can press X on the Xbox button or the Xbox controller. I think it's square on PS3. And you get an option to select by connection quality, and for the love of God, never search by anything other than best. I was playing under normal for almost my entire first prestige, and it is rough. It is extremely rough. You'll be running into guys like, you'll be aimed down sight, down a hallway, you know that son of a mother is coming, and he'll be in running animation, is able to exit his running animation and shoots you down, even while you blast him with bullets. It's just, you do not want to deal with that. Anytime I run into a situation like that where it's like, I know you're coming, I'm going to shoot the hell out of you as soon as you do, and the guy's able to recover fast enough to shoot me down, that should never happen. I definitely fortified this area to the point of which I should be winning this gunfight. I think Woody's Gamertag recently made a video about this. It's completely true. It's one of those moments where I'm at a huge advantage here and I'm not winning these gunfights. What the hell is going on? And you feel like, am I that bad at this game, or does everybody have the most amazing accuracy in the world? And I guarantee you it's not that everyone has the most amazing accuracy. It's that they're seeing things about a half second to a full second before you do. So please do that. Talking about the guns a little bit further, the shotguns, I'm starting to warm up a little bit. I like the KSG because the KSG is hard. It is really hard to use, but once you start to get good with it, it's so satisfying. It's one of the most satisfying shotguns in my opinion. I like the SPAS 12 variant one as well. That one's not bad, but the first shotgun I'm having a little bit trouble getting good with. Maybe I just have to use it a little bit more to understand it. But for all the shotguns, for the love of God, aim down sight. It'll help you out a ton. And as far as the spawning in Black Ops 2, yes, is in a poor state at the moment. But whenever a Call of Duty comes out, the spawning is always in a poor state, and there needs to be work to be done. With Black Ops 2, it's the exact same. Revenge spawning, this is kind of like the epitome of revenge spawning. Dudes are always popping up just around you, and I find myself getting killed by the exact same guy that just killed me upwards of like 3 or 4 times, and that will make you rage to no end, and that stuff is really bad. For the most part, I want to get rid of revenge spawning. I don't want to spawn anywhere near the guy that just killed me. Nowhere near him. I don't even want to see his face until I randomly come into a battle with him once again. So, if any of you guys are having trouble with some of these issues, please let me know. But for the most part, Black Ops 2 is a much more difficult Call of Duty. Getting UAVs is harder. Getting counter UAVs is harder. Waiting for things to unlock, harder. The maps in themselves are much smaller, which allows you to get into more engagements faster, and if anything, run into a lot of people in moments you might not want to run into them, and you have to deal with, well, a much bigger encounter than you might have wanted to. Black Ops 2 is a much different feeling Call of Duty as well, but I like it. It finally feels like, with the Treyarch previous Call of Duties, it always felt like Black Ops 2 should have been the game, or I'm sorry, the original Black Ops should have been the game that came out before Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 2 felt like the sequel, you know what I mean? Even though I liked Black Ops 2 a lot more in the long run, but the actual presentation and the way the game felt like it was the precursor to Modern Warfare 2. It was kind of the same thing with World at War. World at War felt like it was the game before Call of Duty 4, but it came out after. I feel like properly that Black Ops 2 feels that it sits comfortably as like the new Call of Duty, the new modern shooter, and I think that's because they finally went into modern or future warfare with this one. It just feels right, but for the most part, it's challenging. It's a lot more difficult than previous Call of Duties, in my opinion, but the big thing is that why I think a lot of people might not be liking it at first, everyone doesn't like a new Call of Duty at first because you're not good at it. It takes a little bit of time, and I was not doing well for like the first 30 levels, and I didn't get any really good games until soon after that, so don't worry guys, it just, like everything else, it just takes practice. Stay at it, and I'm sure you might enjoy it a little bit more, even though frustration will come along the way. But thank you very much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the domination gameplay. My name is Maximilian, signing out.
Mission complete. Solid performance.